Today we have some very special guests in celebration of Pride Month. We have Team Magazine's publisher, Paolo Lorenzana, which is Team Magazine is the only magazine for
Gay Filipino men,
but soon it will be for
LGBTQ plus inclusive.
Thank you.
By September.
By September, very, very soon. And we also have director Sam Lee.
Hello.
Okay, so we're talking about, what are we talking about?
Okay, so we're talking
Na
about...
bagong gupit.
I know.
Kumusta sa bagong gupit mo? Welcome, new
Thank
Lynn.
you. So, kasi half na ng taon. So, kailangan ko ng new look. Okay,
Ay.
so we are going to talk about what it's like to work in the media industry. And, of course, we want to talk about LGBTQ plus representation as well, based on your experience.
Correct.
Exciting.
And of course, some personal experiences along the way.
Yeah.
Pero hindi masyado. I mean, whatever you're comfortable talking about.
I'm comfortable with anything. Kaya go lang.
And basing it from glue.
Which we'll show you later, but
Yes.
not everything.
Not the last pages.
Okay. So you're both in media. One's a director, one's a publisher. You're also a writer, right?
Yes.
Okay. You're also a writer. Yeah. So, I mean, what made you get into this industry?
For me, it was really a love for magazines.
Okay.
Since I was a kid, let's say 12 years old, I have 6 older brothers and they had a stack of GQ by the toilet. So every time we would poo-poo, I would read the magazine and I was in love with just how the words flowed and talagang very personal. Sarap niyang pakinggan. So
Yeah.
that's what attracted me to media.
Thank you, Kuya.
And what was your first ever step into the industry? Like, what was your first ever foray into the industry?
Writing for, I think I did like a daddy issues na Christmas article that I passed to inquirers.
issues.
Yung, alam mo yung youth section
Not
nila.
that kind of thing. Not the fun kind.
Yung my
Yes,
actual dad.
Father
Oo.
issues.
And then I interned for for Manual magazine.
Manual.
When it existed.
Yes.
Which we shot you for before.
Yes. Nabutan natin yan.
It was the only Opus Dei men's magazine.
Was it Opus Dei?
No, but like it was practically Opus Dei.
No.
I remember they
Yeah.
had Hilario Davide on the cover. Parang,
It was like very smart.
Yeah.
It wasn't FHM, let's just say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
What about you, Sam?
Yeah, what
Oh,
about
yeah.
you, Sam?
Well, when I was
Getting
a
some
kid,
feedback right here. Sorry, let's acknowledge the feedback. I don't know if you guys are hearing it. Okay.
yeah, when I was younger, all I knew is that I didn't want to work because my dad was a workaholic. Like he'd work, he'd spend endless days in the office. So I said, when it's my time to have to work, I don't want to spend it in the office. So I took up film in college, and that's how.
So
I got
that's your
started.
motivation lang. Period.
Yeah, I
Ayoko
just
sa
want the
opisina
world
ako.
to be my
But
office.
I'm sure there was something like you loved films or...
I was an only child. And I didn't have a lot of friends.
Ay,
so
naku,
I
tissue
always
pala
just-
kailangan natin.
No, so I would always
Ito na,
just
ito na.
play with Legos and always make stories from Legos.
Yeah.
I guess.
Woo! Okay, we have to fix this.
Let the feedback wash over you.
Ang daming feedback from our friends. Guys, if you want to ask questions, actually, please just feel free to message us. Somebody will be checking the comment section and will be telling us your questions if you have. Okay, so yeah, you played a lot with your toys and you created stories.
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah. So that's
I
why
went
we're
there.
both
That's why
in.
you're
Yeah.
Okay, so and then what is your first story into the industry?
My first foray. I love
Ganda
that
no,
word.
foray.
Foray.
Spell mo nga.
Was when I was in college. We needed to do internships, and mine was I found out the day before. My friend Bianca Balbuena, who's a producer, just called me and said, "Pack your bags. We got you an internship. You're going to Zambales for 4 days." Wow. And it was in Gerald Darrow's Magallanes. So that was my first.
Gerald
real-
was your first experience.
And at that point, I really wanted to quit and move to another course. But after that internship, I was sure that
You wanted
I
to
wanted
be,
to
to be
film.
making films.
yeah.
Why? What was it about? I'm sure there was like a moment or like a couple of moments.
There was a scene, because when you're an intern in a film set, you get assigned the weirdest jobs. So I was the clapper, and my only assignment was to stick to the actors as close as possible.
Correct.
There was a scene where Pen Medina was on, like, almost at the edge of a cliff overlooking the ocean. So it was Pen Medina and then me in the tiny cliff. And then I kept having to hide. I had no idea what was going on. And then Direct said action, and then Pen Medina just started crying. And then I was like, oh my god, this is so magical.
Yeah.
So that was the moment.
Yeah.
To see a grown man cry.
That was it.
Yeah.
In a second.
By a cliff.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you said that was magical. So what is it that you love most about the work? Obviously, you said it was a magical experience. Is it still magical for you?
How long
now?
have you been in the film industry?
Baby pa yan.
Wow. I've been in the film industry for about 7 years.
Oh, pwede na.
I think the
Toddler
magic
na.
of film, I'm really such a romantic, and I really think that film can change mindsets.
Correct.
So like in the 70s,
It's
you
very
had Bernal
powerful.
and Broca who helped usher in this new generation of political activists. And I think that, you know, whatever, as a society, what we see in film is a reflection of who we are. And so, like, especially for, let's just segue into LGBTQ culture, the way we as a people are portrayed on screen reflects, you know, who we are, who we want to be, or how society at large, you know, sees us. That's why it's always, like, people, sometimes, like, straight people think, why are you getting so iffy about this straight man portraying this gay person in this way? And it's for us, it's because
It's
it's the only thing we
stereotypical.
have.
Yeah.
Like, parang, this is what's gonna get seen across the country.
Until what's shaped, like, it's gonna shape impressions.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So, what about you, Pao? What do you love most
Well,
about
you know, like coming from, just to add to what Sam said, the importance of media or movies, sometimes it also speaks to what is needed in culture. Like if you can't even say it, like during the time of Broca, he did Midnight Dancer, which was like, you know, speaking to martial law and everything, stuff like that. But for me, it was very personal, where I had seen Brokeback Mountain. This was when I was like mga early teens, and that's the first time
Early
that
teens, ba tayo nun? Di ba tayo college na?
Parang college na.
Parang lampas, parang.
Anyway.
Ista na ako.
So, sige na nga, joke. Pero,
Nabutan mo ang manual, huwag ka maarte.
oy, ano lang ako, early start lang ako.
Ako din, pero
Child prodigy lang ako. Oh my God.
hindi ka 12 nun. Okay, so anyway, Brokeback Mountain.
Pero I saw it and I felt, that was the first time I felt, this love is so beautiful. It's something that I've been trying to deny myself for the longest time. But seeing that, but seeing that, I'm like, gusto ko ng ganyan. So, iyakan todo, and then I'm like, sige, that set me on the path towards self-acceptance. Sunod na movies, shows, ganyan. So what she said was absolutely correct.
Ang ganda. And really, you know, when it gets frustrating as sometimes when a movie is not progressive in the way that, you know, they make their stories. Kasi alam mo na eh, 'di ba? Parang we're trying to through the movies, we're enlightening people, we're educating them. So, pag medyo backwards yung tema or yung mga nangyayari, parang snakes and ladders.
In the same way how, di ba, Black Panther is such an important film because you suddenly see these young
Correct.
African Americans feeling very proud about their heritage and
Correct.
you know, like, the possibilities that it opens up for them. Suddenly, people are relatable.
Yes. For me naman yung Coco, the cartoon. For me, parang, you can imagine how important that is for the Mexicans, for the South Americans to have a cartoon that they can relate to. Kailan tayo magkakaroon?
Ng Pixar film.
Pixar film.
Pedro.
Pedro Penduko.
At si Bantay.
Okay. So, okay, we've talked about this na. We've touched about films already. So, would you say that films or creative industries are safe places to be openly queer? Kasi it says here, statistics say that Philippines is 73% gay-friendly. Meron po kaming statistics.
Wow.
73% gay-friendly, and the House of Representatives has already passed a do you say soji?
Yes, Soji.
Soji, di ba? Equality bill. First ko narinig kay Gina Rosero yun dati. I was like, Google ko nga. Which criminalizes discrimination based on sexual orientation or gender identity. For our viewers. Did you say it's a safe space right now? Where are we? Sam?
I don't know. It's hard to define because certainly, working in this industry, I can show up to work looking whatever way I want to. Like I used to have really short hair and shaved sides and whatever, and that was like this hair, and that was okay. Like no one was gonna say you're fired because you show up to work, in that look. But at the same time,
Okay.
And we're back. We're so sorry. Okay, again, PLDT, if you're listening, please.
Please!
Maawa naman kayo.
Okay, Pao, you started team 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? And we want to know what kind of impact did it have in the community?
We actually saw a community grow because of it. I think from a small group of coffee meetups. Now we have parties. We just concluded something called TED Talks, which is like a kind of na-inspire kami sa TED Talks, pero queer and sisterly ang spirit niya.
Right.
Where we had like 4 LGBTQ plus people, including Sam, share just their stories, what empowered them to come out of the closet and all that. And so we see a lot of young people. We've seen people who were boyfriends once get married, have kids. Talagang we've seen people grow together. So that's what I love about.
In 3 years pa lang yun.
Because at the same time, in 3 years, so much has happened for the LGBTQ plus community.
True.
And weirdly, it's just in the past 3 years. I think a lot of it had to do with marriage equality in the States, all of these worldwide things happening. So buti naman here, we're starting to see revival of gay nightlife, Pride March exponential yung growth.
I'll be there. I think I might be there.
Oh my God.
Someone invited me. Yeah.
You should go.
Yeah. Wait lang. Hindi ko pa na-lockdown. Wait lang.
June 30, Pride March.
Yes, in Marikina.
See you.
Oh, kita mo alam ko.
It's for real.
Okay.
So obviously there are big wins, right? That we've
Oo.
accomplished in the past 3 years. Are there still a lot of roadblocks like Sam you shared about, meron pa rin homophobia. It's just not as talked about maybe as before. Pero may hidden homophobia. How about in your industry?
I think the problem now that I'm so frustrated by is kind of like mismong sa community namin, sa loob.
May gulo.
Oo, nag-aaway-away, politika, walang sense of comradeship.
Right.
Okay? When we should, at this point, all come together. Parang maraming factions lang talaga na nafe-feel ko. That's one thing that I think we talked about a while ago.
Yeah.
Diba? So, for example, in the gay men's community, it's may conflict yung borta na masculine versus femme na guys.
Bakit?
Parang mas seen as attractive yung
Borta.
mask.
Yeah.
Diba? Pero now we're trying to really give more visibility to all kinds of gay people.
Yeah.
I think the big buzzword now is intersectionalism. So
What's
it's
that? Okay.
basically it means not just being confined to
one.
thing. So
Yes.
for example, like I'm a lesbian, but
Ano
I
ba yung
can
fluid?
Hindi.
Ano ba yan?
Next yun, next.
Oo,
It's like
okay.
many, like for example, like many sectors.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So example, like as a lesbian, I can advocate for gay rights. I can also advocate for
Yes,
women
also,
rights.
I get this.
So it's like you look out for the concerns of many.
Of many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Instead
look
of
out
just
for the
your-
concerns of human beings. I think
Yes.
that's what it boils down to. Like us, we're She Talks Asia. We're supposed to be women empowerment, but we care about, our LGBTQ plus. Tama ba?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think what
Friends.
it's about, right? It's really not the privileging of one
Oo.
gender
Yeah.
over the other. It's
And-
really like, giving everyone level playing field. And
Okay.
Yeah,
Make
because
a lot
I
of
mean, LGBTQ plus rights are human rights, and this is how I always say like we need our straight allies to help fight for us, and it's like the best way to explain to because I went to an all-girl Catholic school, so I've had to attend a lot of weddings of my childhood friends in the past few years, and I always say to them,
How does that feel?
yeah, like I'm a bridesmaid in the altar, and I always say, like, I'm a bridesmaid and I'm
Did they
up
make
there.
you
And
wear
Girl, ito nila, we're getting broke celebrating your love life.
You have to spend for your bachelorette parties and trips and like
Sometimes
dresses
out of
and
town
gifts.
pa yung bachelorette.
Oo.
Yeah.
But
Sorry naman!
But have you thought about like our rights? Like, isn't it weird
Ay,
that like I'm your
oo.
best friend and we don't have the same rights? We're in this couch together, but Paolo and I don't have the same rights as you guys.
That, I am so with you on that. I attended my first gay wedding in LA. Hindi pa kami close nun, SE. Pero my friend took me and hi Alex De Ocampo. He's actually in politics in the States and I hope like
Wow.
he really makes a big name for himself. So he got married in LA, I think 2016. And I was my friend's date. Hi Rembrandt. You know Rembrandt? Yeah. Okay. So I was my friend's date. And I'm not close to these people and I'm watching them and I am crying. Crying because I'm thinking, oh my God, they deserve to be happy in the same way I see everyone else getting married. Are happy, and enjoying equal rights, which is actually more important, Pali. It's like the rights, the benefits, especially for the people in corporate,
Yes.
yung health benefits of the spouse.
Right.
I mean, come on. Grow up.
Just today, actually, it's good that you mentioned that because I was just at the rally for marriage equality today at the
Oh,
Supreme
okay.
Court. And I
Okay.
met a guy, he was with his partner for 17 years. And then when his partner died, the family who had no contact at all, walang pakialam sa partner.
Sila ang nakakuha.
Sila yung nakakuha ng body, sila yung kumuha ng pinag-ipunan nila. It's
Together.
terrible. Yeah. So those are the benefits. Take marriage, the word marriage away. Give us union. We don't care.
Yes.
It's the legality of the union that
Yeah.
matters, I think. Yun lang.
I agree. Kahit union man lang may push
Oo.
natin. Oo.
And that's why we're also fighting so hard for the SOGI to be passed. Just because we want to be seen, like the words LGBTQ+, we want those words seen in the Constitution. Because, that being passed into a law means that like, we're actually, because people always say parang, but you're protected under human rights. Why do we need to like, fight for this anti-discrimination bill? And it's like, because when you put, these things into the laws of a country, then it legitimizes our
Your
presence.
existence.
Yeah, our existence.
Correct.
So obviously, you're in the Philippines, which is a largely, predominantly Catholic country, right? And religion is very much ingrained in tradition, in culture, right? Like when you think of schools for kids, usually it's in a Catholic school. I guess my question is, I believe also in the power of discussions and how that is able to create empathy. How are you using your influence in order to forward that discussion, given that it's a very, very emotional topic in the country?
Well, for
Well,
one,
obviously, yes, team.
yeah, the media platform is very important. It started from a personal place. It started from a breakup where I was very
Oh.
She
frustrated.
talks then.
Hi,
Hi guys, thank you.
where's the
Ay,
ice cream?
nakasama dun sa breakup na yun.
Ano yung ice cream? Hindi, pero after a breakup where tinago ako for a time, closeted yung partner ko at the time, and I was just so tired. I was like, you know what, this is the best thing I can do to heal from the breakup. Put up the magazine where yung first cover was with Vince Uy and Nino Gadi.
Ay, yun ba yun?
Yes, that's Steve.
Okay, got it.
So,
yeah.
parang-
Hi Vince, hi Nino.
Hi, Vince and
Love
Nino.
natin yan.
Team
Hola.
babies. Team babies. Pero yun yung an expression of love, as pure and simple as possible. When before, ang tingin lang sa gay love is like, mahalay or whatever, like, nakatanggal yung, basta. But,
Ay, sorry,
We'll
nandun pa
get
ako
to
sa
that
Blue
later.
Magazine.
pero love talaga.
Yeah,
Love
Hindi mo
is,
siya mahalay.
well,
Yung nakita ko.
mamaya. I will show you.
Yeah, love is, sorry, you were saying.
The love is the same as what, our cisgendered heterosexual
It's the
Friends.
same.
Same issues,
Experience.
same problems, same
Yeah.
heartbreak.
And then, meron ako yung stereotype na pag gays, they cheat on each other a lot.
I hear that stereotype a lot
Like,
also.
I don't think
Yeah.
so. Is it true?
I mean, it happens among any
Yeah, any
Yeah,
relationship. But I'm like, don't generalize. I mean,
Yeah.
people are people. It depends.
Yeah. True.
Diba?
Yeah, being an asshole is not exclusive.
There are a lot of assholes.
Gender.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm just checking time.
Share ka pa din,
A lot of holes. Sorry, I had to go
Sorry.
there.
Yeah. Pa, to go? No, we've only, okay.
Yeah.
We're just checking on time.
Yeah.
So it's only
Okay.
been 30 minutes, so we have time.
But just going back to what you brought up, I don't think it's mutually exclusive. Like, you can be Catholic and you can still be gay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
agreed.
not
Yeah.
like I have a very strong relationship with God.
God.
I don't have a strong relationship with a church that
Mm-mm.
disowns me, but like I have a strong relationship with God. So it's like
You still go to church.
no, but I pray.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just to make it today.
just yeah.
Say it.
I'm sorry, my head.
No,
okay,
I'm-
my
yeah.
brain.
Yeah.
Pero being the son of a born-again preacher,
Oh,
son of a preacher woman, my God,
how's that?
that
Jesus,
was-
that's even more. They're even more strict.
they're even more strict. And, you know, yun yung talagang pinakamahirap na struggle. If you come from that background na, you know, that's supposed to be welcoming and comforting and, you know, at the end of the day, pwede kang magdasal and everything will be okay. And then
Turn the
that,
day away.
to be taken away from you and say, no, except for you. You stay there.
So you don't go to church anymore?
I feel I have a relationship with God. I don't go to church anymore.
To that church
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
How, may I ask, it's a bit personal, but
Go ahead.
you're okay with your father?
My father was probably more accepting than my mother.
What?
Yeah.
Who's the preacher? Your dad?
My mother.
Ah, your mother.
My
Yeah,
mother.
preacher woman.
Preacher woman siya dati.
Yeah.
But my father, I think, I don't know what it was, pero when he saw the conviction,
Mm-hmm.
kasi ang businessman yun eh. So gusto niya makita niya na firm ka, may conviction ka sa kung anong gusto mong gawin, whatever. Then
He
he
respects
respected that. And even if he had told me, parang if he had not liked it before, through the years, walang like I wasn't gonna like let go of who I am, diba? He saw that, okay, this is something.
Family. Parents were super okay. I mean, not super okay, but they accepted it. But they just needed time to like deal with it. But they accepted it. What I was really worried about was my 94-year-old grandma, who would go to church every day, and then to the point that she'd call me when I was living in Melbourne and just be like, "Protect your virtue." Like she was that kind of person. And so I was
It's
just
protected.
yeah.
From, in some ways, from men.
But
It's protected from men,
Yeah,
you
if
know
we're
that?
gonna be technical. but I mean, she found out accidentally, and I was so scared that she would like not be
Okay.
Yeah, okay. But she just hugged me and said, "I'm proud of you." And so,
Oh,
Ikaw naman.
She's still around.
no.
Oh,
But like
oh,
she
Hi,
passed
Lola.
away last year when I was in Vancouver for a queer film fest, and on the day she passed, I won for best feature. I was like crying, and everyone in Vancouver was like, "What? Why?"
Why? She's like,
Emo! Ganun. Grabe. Ang hirap, no? Because I feel always like we're privileged in some ways because we don't have to deal with these discriminations. Additional layers. I mean, we all have things that we have to deal with.
Right.
And naisip ko rin yan in terms of like race.
yeah.
Like, you know how like Americans or Filipino Americans or whoever in America that has to deal with discrimination. Hindi natin reality yan eh. And sometimes you just have to stop and say, oh my gosh, thank you, Lord. And you have to acknowledge that you are privileged before you actually make statements about other people. And this is something that I don't know, both of us, we never encountered it. And we see our friends that have been through it, and you're like, it's okay, we understand, but not everybody kasi is as understanding. Ako, I'm very open because I grew up with a lot of gay people. My father was in the industry. We sent entertainers to Japan. So I had a lot of cross-dressers performing in front of us. I'm like, oh no, they're people. Like, I felt they were part of life.
Right.
So So,
I mean, to be honest, right? So I was one of those people who grew up in a very, very sheltered
I was about to
community.
say, yeah.
Very Catholic, and wherein I didn't have as much exposure, or because it wasn't like when I was growing up, people weren't as open about it either. And I have relatives who moved to a different country because I have an uncle who moved to Canada and to Washington because that's where they felt they could be themselves. And I guess to me, like, that's why this is so important, because you're right, for some people their only exposure is through media. It's not to their immediate circle, and it's hard for them to break through the stereotypes that they're often exposed to. I guess for me, what are the milestones you still want to reach? Like, what are the stereotypes you still want to break?
yeah, and in line with that, how do you think like LGBTQ representation in media can still evolve?
My God, more out and proud actors, celebrities, businessmen, all of, like, magsilabasan na kayo. Oh my God.
Pero sabi naman ng iba, at ano naman yung sabi naman, parang kanya-kanya yan daw, di ba? Walang
coming out
pilitan.
as a
Walang
process.
pilitan, pero what you're
Live your
asking,
truth,
you're
man.
asking milestone, that would
Yeah.
be a great
Yeah.
milestone. That would help so many kids
Yeah.
accept who they are.
Sino sila?
Ay, yan yung pilitan. Sino? Alam mo na. Alam mo na yan.
Yeah, like when Neil Patrick Harris came out, and then, but it didn't affect his branding because he was playing like a really douchey guy in
Yeah.
How I Met Your Mother. It was still very believable, right? In fact, I don't know, it just made it even, parang you could separate nga real from
Oo.
Yeah.
real, right?
I
Yes.
think Ricky Martin.
I love that.
Yeah.
Fun. Yeah.
Di ba parang it didn't change his career.
Yeah.
I don't think it made him any less of a cutie, even from our perspective.
Sam, you were saying something.
No, I think also like education has a lot to do with it. And just the country's status as a whole. Like if you look at Ireland, who is also a predominantly Catholic country, they
Correct.
just recently passed the bill that legalized abortion, and they
Yes.
have gay marriage, and it's just like because as a country they've grown so much economically in the past 20 years that allowed for education to prosper. And I think
And
if
bakit there's
you
also a
really-
better separation of church and state there.
I think if we really want to see change for the community, like this is what we've been talking about before. Like gay rights isn't just gay rights; it's human rights. In the same way that it's true in the opposite. Like if we want to see progress for the LGBTQ plus community in the Philippines, we also need to be fighting for the rights of the bigger community. Because at the end of the day, if we progress as a country positively in the future, then it's going to be only better for us.
Yeah, I think the importance
when
of
we
the
progress.
yeah when we progress.
When we progress.
The-
Claim na natin to. Sorry, you were
No,
saying.
no, no. The importance lang talaga of the SOGI Equality Bill is validation from the government that they think that we also are real, di ba?
Yeah.
That the LGBTQ plus community,
It's such a mouthful.
Yeah, LGBTQ plus.
The
Diba?
gays. Yeah.
that we're here to stay, that we have rights that we need, di ba? So give it to us!
Yeah, so my favorite analogy for this is like parang the jaywalking law. Like everyone knows you're not supposed to cross the street when there are cars passing, but like the fact that there's a law just stops people from actually doing it. Like you don't actually need the law, it's common sense, but there's a law, so it just like affirms your thought that it's not right to cross the street or you're not supposed to.
Yes.
So it just affirms the thought.
Yes.
That
That the gays
basically-
are great.
The gays are good! LGBTQ plus are good!
Are there things that you wish you heard when you were growing
Yeah.
up? Like, sorry, I love this question. What do you wish you'd been told or had found out when you were growing up and figuring out your sexual orientation?
Oh my god, that I wish I heard that it was going to be okay. Because I came out super late. I came out when I was 23.
Huh?
And I always think about all the great high school lesbian times I could have had if I wasn't so deep in the
Oh
closet.
my God, same!
Deep in
Yeah,
the
I would
closet.
date boys and like wear dresses
No!
and have long hair. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit, ang daming biglang fantasies.
Ano yung mukha mo?
You let it on.
Nag-reload ka dun eh.
Did you make out with a boy?
Yeah, I kissed boys. I protected my virtue.
Yeah, you're gonna be a virtue.
Sabi niya.
No, yeah, I mean, it just, like my development as an actual person was so
Yeah.
held back because I was just hiding and not wanting to embrace myself.
I think that's it eh. Your development as an actual person. Hindi ka mabubuo.
Oo. So
Feeling
you're
ko,
conflicted,
Oo.
right?
And so much of your attention is just spent on like
On that.
I don't want them
True.
to find out. I don't want them to find out. Yeah.
Sorry, what about for you?
Yung isa, yung kamukha mo, si Jennifer Garner, sa Love Simon.
Ay, hindi ko pa napapanood.
Oh my
Maganda
God.
daw.
Kasi nung maganda. As in, umiyak ako ng 3 beses. But anyway, she tells her son, Simon, you can exhale now. Parang that was such a powerful thing.
That's why they say it's
Oo.
coming out because it's like
I'm coming. Ganon.
Tsaka another thing was like, don't underestimate Lou.
For all genders.
For all genders,
For all genders.
So those two things, yeah.
Oh my God.
practical and emotional.
Very good
Functional.
advice. Let's end it with that. Let's end it with that. No. Maganda na. Let's end it on a really high note. Don't underestimate.
Remember,
There's any
no, Isa needs to say.
Lube. No, okay. So, syempre, let's take this time to talk about what are you guys working on
Yes.
now and talk about your magazine. I know you're working on a
Next
film, so let's talk about it briefly.
Okay, so I'm working on my second film. It was inspired by the anti-Soji tweets I saw on Twitter. Because a lot of the people, when they talk about this bill, apparently they think it's gonna disrupt the idea of family. Like they say no to Soji, yes to family. And so what I'm trying to explore in this new film is the concept of what a lesbian family could look like. Or why does it take a man to be a father when this perfectly willing and able girl is willing to take up the responsibility? And so it's called Billy and Emma. It's out in October of this year.
Yun na.
Starring you.
Congratulations.
Starring surprise. Kidding.
No, I'm doing a different one.
Yeah.
It's called
Okay.
Distance. It'll come out in Cinemalaya. Yeah. Okay, and you?
Me?
Let's talk about team and what is this
Okay.
thing you brought with us?
So this is
talk about
a-
you. We'll not turn to the last page. Sorry,
No,
guys.
This is for sexually mature readers. But yeah,
Babala.
babala talaga.
It is for sexually mature readers only.
Okay.
Balance.
So this is a free magazine that we distribute through Love Yourself clinics. They're the most prominent HIV awareness and testing centers in Metro Manila. And this is basically us embracing gay sex as beautiful. It's yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And
Dante's
also,
Inferno. I
Oo.
saw that.
Ano sa side comments mo dyan?
May makailam dyan.
sige lang, para ma-validate kami yung pinaggagawa namin.
Sorry,
Sa
oh
kama.
my gosh. Baka patayin na ako ng mga tao. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really care because this is, I appreciate it. We're all here.
Hear that, guys? Isa loves the gays.
Of course! Hello, no?
Okay.
Back to
But
the magazine!
I was gonna say, but I've never made out with a gay. And then I stopped myself. Because I have.
Oh my
When?
That's in high school!
When and who?
Oh my God.
Oh my God!
So out na siya.
Oo, out na
Out
siya
na siya.
na. Gwapo kasi talaga. Eh, lasing.
Wow.
Wherever you are now.
Sinabi ko yun ng high school. We got kids. Bahala kayo sa buhay niyo.
Oo.
Malalaki na kayo.
Have fun, explore.
Oh, grabe have fun, explore.
No, I think what I love about this is that it has real stories, but in the language that we speak.
Yeah,
That's what's important.
it's bilingual. It's in Filipino and English. And we didn't want to say too much. Yung editorial team didn't want to say too much. We just, yeah.
But
The-
again, it's adult material.
Meeting boys.
Yung first comic, the comics.
Sexy.
Yeah.
Hanggang dito lang ipapakita ko.
Oo, yun na iba.
Pwede yan, pwede yan, pwede yan. Pwede yun, pwede yan.
Pero ang importante is that people are free and unashamed to talk about sex. And for example, the first part, it's a comic about a guy on a date and his struggle with coming out as HIV positive. So it's like these are things you need to talk about.
Correct.
We need to validate, show that it's out there.
Yeah.
So yun, hopefully we did it in a beautiful way and it's free. So
How often does this come out?
this one will do twice a year. Originally
Okay.
once lang, pero we're gonna come out with another edition later this year.
And this is already out now.
This is already out now. So you can just go to Love Yourself. Also, if you're an LGBTQ plus organization, you can order a bunch of these and distribute it at your event. No problem.
And team is available where?
Team is available at Fully Booked and National Bookstore.
Fantastic.
As said kanina, we were a purely Filipino gay men's magazine that is becoming an LGBTQ plus inclusive magazine by September. So we're working hard to make that happen.
I love it.
Yeah.
Is there an advice you want to give to the loved ones naman of someone who is LGBTQ plus?
The love.
Watching.
The
now.
loved ones, like
Yeah.
watching na, they want to be able to offer support, and they
yeah.
don't know how.
Like allies, ganyan.
Or
Well, obviously allies, but they want to be the, sometimes like, how will they support? Ano yan, pag hindi pa nagka-come out?
yeah.
Okay. Shucks. Ikaw
Pag hindi
magaling
pa
dyan eh.
nagka-come out,
Or you know, like if you're a mother and or your son recently came out and you're
Okay.
processing your feelings.
Yeah.
and-
Just know, mom, that they did not choose to live that way. That the fact that they trusted you in telling you their truth is a huge thing because it means it's an undeniable reality for them. It's an undeniable identity, and they trusted you with it. And at the end of the day, they wouldn't want to live with it, diba? They wouldn't want to have to deal with the repercussions that society thrusts upon them. So parang proof na yon na totoo yung sinasabi niya, and it's something that you're gonna have to accept eventually. So start na! Huwag ka na maghintay na mag-accept, diba?
Ano natin pahirapan ang mga
Oo.
sarili natin?
and I think it's also parang like the world, like when I came out, my mom said that, it's okay that you're gay. I'm just really, really scared about how the world will treat you. And so, living, being out and then proud is already like living such a politicized life because being proud on the streets and dressing the way we do already attracts a lot of unwanted attention. And so try your best if you can to make your homes a safe haven as much as possible for your kids. And also, it's not that hard to Google things and try to educate yourself about the community and what we're going through, so that I'm not saying go have a talk with your children because that might be awkward, but in case they have questions or you see them going through a breakup or something, at least you're well equipped to talk about.
And just listen,
Yeah,
diba?
just
Just listen.
I think with anything now, mental health, and all these things, if you just take the time to sit down and talk to people and listen to them, ask them questions, I think that's very, very powerful. So thank you
Thank you
for
so much.
telling your stories, sharing your stories with us, with our viewers. We learned so much.
Yes.
And we will always be open to learning. And of course, we are your allies. We are supportive forever. And any last words?
I guess, for me, thank you so much for not giving up on educating others.
Correct.
Because I know it gets tiring, right? Because sometimes it's just like, you know what? F this, right? Or parang you haters, right?
Correct.
But like your efforts in both your work, to me, it's really, looking at people from also a position of empathy na, maybe they just don't understand us. And this is my role to make them understand. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. She talks.
Pride
Thanks
March
for educating
2030.
us. See you.
Rise up together!
Hashtag ba yan? Rise up together.
Yun yung hashtag.
Rise up together.
Let's do together.
We will rise up with you. Oh, nap.
Fraud number.
Thank you guys. This has been Isa Calzado
And I'm Len Pinugu.
with our guests
Sam Lee.
and
Paolo. Paolo. Lorenzana.
Paolo Lorenzana. Okay, Vicky, wherever you are, we love you.
Vicky.
And Sarah, we love you
Hi,
too.
Sarah.
Till the next Facebook Live session. Bye.
Bye.